Howdy, folks, and welcome to Everyday Divinity. We're starting with a little cold open. Everybody loves a good cold open, especially Juliet, who
I
is the
love a cold
subject
open.
of our cold open. So, Juliet, when last we left, you and Zane had been searching that abandoned store, and you found the quite chatty corpse. Dealt with that, found no mirror,
We found a
found a
mirror
little
shard.
little piece of what could be a mirror, but not
Oh,
the whole mirror.
we did
And then
also Juliet, we were talking about the text she would have sent Alex. Um and like after she says she's fine, she's like, "Oh, and also the mirror broke. Be careful."
you hear police. We have a we had a report of a break-in. Stay where you are. Not as authoritative as you would think, but that was the point where Juliet told Zane, "Go ahead, I'll be fine," and used her special knack that she developed to not be noticed. Unfortunately, she can't go the way that Zane went. The police, the officer comes in just late enough to miss Zane slipping out a window, but just in time to cut off that avenue and the way she had originally come in. There's really only one other option, which seems to go deeper into the store than the store should have a deeper at this point.
She's going in.
Okay. She slips away, and of course, the police officer has no idea. He's shining the light, and it's possible he thinks she's just a stray raccoon. Possible he doesn't really notice at all, but looks around for a bit and turns around and grabs his little thing as she's wandering away. It's like, dispatch. There's there's nothing going on here. Might have been a cat. Might have been some teenagers who slipped away before I got here. There's a couple ways out of here, I think, but there's nothing really here. And Roger that. Resume patrol. You're fine. Go for it, and grab me some beers while you're out. At which point he proceeds to bust out a pack of cigarettes, light up a cigarette, and just kind of stand there smoking for a little bit. You, on the other hand, the
Me.
smell of damp and dry rot and the presence of animals and possibly people who were too drunk and or high to actually try and find a bathroom uh, become more pervasive the further you go. And the strange thing is, and you don't need to make a roll for this because, well, roll 20's dice aren't kind to anybody right now. Uh, you don't need to make a roll for this, but you do start to feel like this corridor might not end. The
Hmm.
walls don't have graffiti anymore. There are no doors. There are no footprints in the dust. There are no even broken light bulbs above you, but somehow there's just enough light for you to keep going.
Well, the cop's standing there and smoking. She has
Yeah.
nowhere to go but straight.
Yeah, and I do hate to force people to go straight, but in this case,
How could you?
I know I'm terrible. But in this case, the longer she goes, the more certain she is that she can hear a heartbeat, something rhythmic, like a heartbeat, but deeper.
Can she feel it in the walls?
She can. The walls feel warmer now, too. Almost feverish, which is a strange thing for a wall to feel, but it doesn't feel just like warm sheetrock.
She continues, inquisitive.
The deeper she goes, the more that the louder that heartbeat gets, and the warmer the walls. And if she touches the floor, she can even possibly. I mean, she's got the shoes on and all. She could even maybe try and touch the ceiling, but no matter where she touches, feels warmer, and soon a faint sheen of moisture, like the walls and floor themselves are sweating, and it smells like sweat, salt, and that animal feverish festering sensation, something that speaks of something that's not dead, but something that's definitely dying.
Gross. As she continues.
And eventually she starts to sweat herself. The temperature just climbs and climbs and climbs. And at the edge
And I
of
feel
her
like
hearing,
that's bizarre for her because she runs cold. She runs
yeah,
quite cold.
yeah, this is getting to points where possibly anybody who doesn't run as cold as she did would have already started to have problems. You don't feel thirsty though for all of the sweat and the heat. You don't feel fatigued for all of the walking. At the edge of your hearing, there are words that you can't quite make out. You know they're words. Something is speaking, possibly several somethings from the shifts in tone, the rise and fall of the volume, but the words make no sense. But you feel like if you can hear just a little more, if it can get a little clearer, you'll know what they're saying. And it's important that you know.
She's just like moving closer. And as she walks, it's silent. So she's continuing to walk and listening, trying to get to a point where she can hear.
Right? And it builds and it continues to just tickle at the edge of her hearing, just at the edge of her comprehension, um, until it becomes an uncomfortable itch. And it gets louder and it gets louder until it sounds like a chorus of voices are screaming, and it starts to tear at you, at your ears, at your mind. You can feel it in your bones and in your lungs. And just as it becomes too much to bear, right at the edge where you fear you are going to break, maybe not mentally, but absolutely physically, you hear via aperta est. And you're outside, behind the building. The night air is cool. You can breathe, but there's no door behind you. There's no window. There's no way that you made it out like this. Not rationally, anyway. Around the edges of the building, you can still see the flash of the red and blues, even though it seems like you walked for hours, possibly even days. Time kind of lost all meaning. But here you are.
Strange.
You feel something sticky, almost tacky on your left arm.
What is
There,
it?
written in blood, is the same term, via aperta est.
I don't like that. She's gonna take a picture of it. Just like
Her camera is out of power.
her 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 camera that doesn't use power.
Oh, she's got the Polaroid. Okay, it doesn't actually flash, so you'll have to find better light. I forgot for a moment that she's got the older version, but the flash does not work.
Just gonna find a street light.
All right, she finds a street light and gets the picture and the little as it pops out, and her arm isn't in the picture though. It's just the word in blood floating over the pavement.
Interesting. And she like tries to wipe her arm off on her pants.
It doesn't budge. It doesn't
Okay.
streak. It doesn't transfer. But it seems like as she tries that it's sinking into her skin. And there's no wounds beneath it. It's not seeping into cuts or anything, just through her pores, through her flesh.
That's not ideal. And she's kind of just like watching this happen as she's walking to Alexandria's car because she had Alexandria's car.
And it doesn't make the noise. I just like to make creepy mouth noises every once in a while, but it does completely fade. However, when she gets near Alexandria's car, what would she use to notice danger?
Occult in kind of like a fifth sense.
All right. Which skill and attribute would you feel that falls under?
Um, to sense danger?
Yes.
Um, I'll give you options for attributes: intellect, cunning, or composure.
Let's go with cunning for this one.
Cool. Could I use not afraid of the occult for this? Is it that kind of danger?
Yeah, I'll allow it for this one.
Cool.
It could be occult danger.
What?
How many times did that explode?
Just so you know, I have 5 in cunning and 5 in occult.
Oh, okay. It did not show me all of the rolls, I think, but
I
that's
don't.
fine. 6 successes is fantastic. Out of 10. I think you've used up all of the dice luck for the entire team for this session.
Sorry.
However, that is more than enough for Juliet to notice in the back seat of the car, just barely visible above the window, she notices what looks like a little bit of human hair slowly moving around a bit, as though somebody was waiting in the back seat of the car.
Just gonna open the back door.
That is a way to handle this.
Where they are.
Yeah, no. You pop it open.
This is Alex's car.
It is Alex's car. I think Alex would probably prefer to lose the car than her friend, but choices have been made.
She wants to be able to bring her car back to her.
She does. I can understand that. However, in the back seat is one of the hell evangelists. She doesn't know which one, but she knows the suit, which is a kind of faded navy blue, the short cropped, silvery salt and pepper hair, and especially the lack of eyes that nevertheless immediately lock on her. Well, Miss Fairchild, I see you have decided to make this easy.
She's
That's
gonna scream so loud because she saw the cop still there.
She did. She did. So she screams incredibly loud,
As she's
and
backing away, like you would with a wild dog or like a wild animal.
let's just see here, because he was also in the back smoking. So we're gonna go with, yeah, and kind of. Well, she screams very loudly, for whatever good that might do.
It would appear
As
not.
yes, he is. Um, as the hell evangelist does struggle a little bit to get up off the seat and come after her.
Wait,
Uh,
while he's struggling, Juliet would kind of like to wait until his head is like near the door of and kick it.
okay, give me close combat and whichever physical attribute you think might work best for this, for her.
Stamina's my best, but I don't know that that would apply.
I would have to say it would probably have to be might or dexterity for this one. I try to be
Then
flexible in this, but
dexterity it'll be.
okay, close combat and dexterity.
Just fucking roll it. One. One success, which is really great because that's 2 dice.
Yeah, no, that's actually that's quite good for what it is. So, um, you definitely haul back as soon as he starts to lean out of the car and just straight slam one of those big boots right into the side of the door. And you lean in a little bit, and it definitely just you hear the crunch of plastic and probably parts of the inside of the door breaking. But Alexander can afford to fix that. Insurance probably isn't going to cover it though. They don't cover active leech people. Um, Not even in Merleyfield.
And
So
she's gonna
he
run.
definitely seems pretty stunned. All right, so that's going to give you a lead on this. I'm not going to make you make a big roll for it. You've got enough of a run. You know the town well enough, and even though he didn't hear you screaming, the police officer, wanders past just as you're like booking it past the shop, and wanders like, "Hey, what does it, sir? Are you all right? What happened to your eyes, sir?" And then some kind of wet gurgly noises, and you don't feel like you're being chased anymore. Not now, anyway.
She's still running.
All right, it takes a bit, but eventually you've probably feel like you've lost your pursuer. Now, was there a I'm trying to remember for last session. Was there a group text sent saying, "Hey, meet at this place" from Alex?
There's one now sent from Zane.
Not a group text. She was just looking for Zane's help.
Okay, just saying. All right, so no group text or anything. We'll get to what Zane probably has to say here in a minute because we left something unresolved for him too. Not long enough for it to start smelling though. That's good. So what's Juliet doing now that she has kind of made it to safety without the car?
She's gonna call Alex.
And that's where we're going to stop the cold open for now.
She is heading to Alex's place because, you know, the teeth marks in her door. She doesn't feel super secure in her home anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird not to feel secure in your home in Merlayfield. It's the strangest thing ever.
Someone left a
But
dead
all right,
body in
folks.
mine.
It was a
Yeah,
great cold open. Thank you both.
Yep.
Good stuff.
So this is Everyday Divinity, where things are definitely not nearly as everyday as the title might make you think, but that was part of the point. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. We're going to start off with our regular hot potato intros, of course, starting with our cold opener and wonderful producer, Ruth.
Hi, I'm Ruth, you found me. I am here on Monday in the Pandora's Gift Suncast as Xenon Al-Qaeda's Cleric of Nyx. Tuesdays in Rise of the Temple as Ish, one half of our Cat Monk twins. Alternate Wednesdays in our Oracle Force game as Trek, Ball of Anxiety and Therapy Friend. Thursdays as Nora, it would appear the horrors never end, Avalon in Deviant Paradox. Juliet, don't mind me, Fairchild, today. You just saw her. I love her. She's super fun to play. And Sundays as Runa Ingvil's in Shadow of the Vocterm. That is all from me. I can be found sometimes in the Discord, but otherwise you'd kind of be hard-pressed to find me. So I'm going to pass it on over to Alex. Hee-hee-ha.
Yes, I wasn't totally pulling up my notes. Totally not. No. Hey y'all, my name is Sarah. I go by Sands on the Discord. I am on this channel 5.5 nights a week. Yes, I'm a regular. I am here tonight as Alexandria Melanoe. The less friendly of the two Melanoes. No, I tried it. I did it. I knew I got it right the first time. And I went for the second. I knew I was gonna fail. Of the siblings. In our Sunday game, Seven Sea Shadow of Buckterm, Rosa Nyx, I put that game's just so amazing. Go watch it. Not now. Later. On the I'm in our Monday night Pandora's Gift Nightcast game as Clarity Palace, the best healer ever. Our Tuesday Rise of the Temple, I play Aiko of House Wolf. Wednesday Mask Oracle Force game, I play Nightwish. Somehow I'm still the leader. And I am the DM of the Chaos for the Thursday City of Mist campaign, Deviant Paradox. And that's how I'm going to leave that one. Other than that, you can find me over on Tango Productions, working with the Scar Adventurer and Rock Paper Fox and stuff and things that'll come out eventually. Let's kick it over to Soul.
Oh, hey, that's me. The only show that hasn't been mentioned so far that I'm in is every second Wednesday. I have the absolute utmost pleasure of playing in a game run by Hellhounds 20, set in the Humblewood world setting. Cute little birds, little hedgehogs and stuff, just killing the hell out of each other. It is wonderful, and you should come and tune in and see it. Other than that, I'm here playing Saul and a couple shows on Monday, but I'm looking forward to tonight, so I will quickly toss the potato, which is the whole point, to the hot potato I guess we're doing it by a character named Zane. Let's go with you.
Hello, I am the Scarred Adventurer. Tonight you have found me as Zane Dawson in our Everyday Divinity, which is a lot of fun and I'm really enjoying it. Minus the dead body in my apartment, but you know, I just wish that you hadn't mailed that to me the way that you did. I don't know what to do with it now. Anyways, on Sundays you'll find me as Arthur Wolf in our Shadow of the Vocterm, run by Ciosa. It's a ton of fun. Definitely check it out. On Tuesdays, I play Barlam, a chaotic stout that just steals everything he can possibly get his grubby little mitts on in our Rise of the Temple run by the True Shadowmancer. On alternate Wednesdays, I run Oracle Force, so check that out. And on Thursdays, I play Satin Isle in our Deviant Paradox run by Sarah because things are just going worse and worse and worse for all of us. But I get to play out like the extreme dad issues I got on like live to people, so that's fun. Anyways, I'm going to hand it over to Xander.
Hello on
Oh, because I
Friday
work with
nights.
sorry, I do work with Tango Productions to bring stuff into things to your sensory organs eventually. That was my fault. I'm so sorry.
Okay, there's the potato. Okay, tonight is Friday night. I am playing Xander Melanoe. He's a gardener. He does the plants. I'm sure he has a couple potatoes, and I'm sure he's microwaved a couple and thrown them at people. But that's a long time ago. That's not tonight. Tonight, he's dragging a corpse somewhere. Actually, I think he's alive still. That's to be determined. That's in like 5 minutes. It's okay. The other night that I'm here is Thursday nights playing Grant. He's honestly kind of happy with how things are slightly turning out because things aren't, they're bad, but they don't look as bad as they were. But that's okay. It's like, hello, Lady Syndra. Okay. All that said, I'm going to go toss it back to the one in charge of all this, Bat Kyle.
That's me, the Bat Kyle. You can find me here on Fridays, tormenting everybody who just introduced themselves and possibly some of the chat too. Kind of depends. I've been had animals thrown at me because of this. You can find me on Sundays in the aforementioned absolutely wonderful, like, have to be there. We don't have to be there, but we all have to be there every Sunday. Game of Shadow of the Walk Term. And otherwise, I am just generally a menace everywhere I go, all the time, forever. So, with that, we're going to cut to Zane first, since he's alone in his apartment, having called in a favor for some muscle and a machete. And you don't get it if you don't pronounce it like that, by the way.
Oh, he phoned back and said he could get the machete somewhere else because he's getting a sword from the bookshop.
Oh yeah, he's getting a sword from the bookshop. And he's got the bloodless corpse of somebody he just recently had one hell of a fight with on his bed. Still just in the fighting trunks and like hand wraps and such, as though whatever happened to him happened almost immediately after the fight.
God damn it. He starts looking for trash bags. Like some
He's
nice
definitely
big
got trash
black
bags.
trash bags. Like how am I supposed to explain this to the co-op board? Like what do they want from me? Like I don't know.
Right, so yeah, he finds plenty. He's got plenty of trash bags. Trash bags tend to be pretty cheap, and you can get a lot of them. So he's got enough for whatever he's planning to do here.
Yeah, he's basically wrapping him up and like getting ready to put him in the back of his car.
Okay, so the
Oh wait,
the
no,
old
the
body
back of his
duct
car
tape.
is still. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
he's doing. For the sake of this, I'm just can we say that his car is back at his place now?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I left
You
it
can
at
say
Alexandria's
somebody.
before.
Yeah, maybe somebody who owed him a favor picked it up for him. But we'll say it's
Yeah.
back there just for the ease of things. And as he's wrapping, just before he wraps the head, however, the lips part and a slow, soft exhale. And the
Oh, cool,
words,
you're alive.
via aperta est. And then the body stills again.
No, he's dead. How do you spell that? He just thinks to himself as he just keeps rapping afterwards.
V-I. No, just no, he's very dead and very unmoving after that.
Because he would very much look that up on Google Translate.
Yeah.
As someone else, like his player, might have done just a few minutes ago.
It's It's Latin, pretty simple Latin for the way is open.
I had the doors open. Yeah, close
The
enough.
way, yeah. Have that conversation with Saul. He'll tell you about the similarities and the differences between ways and doors.
That will be his specialty.
And if you talk to
But
Arthur sometime on Sundays, he'll talk to you about how he's just really pissed off people don't use doors often enough.
yeah, there's a whole rant about that.
Sorry.
But in this case, so he loads up
He
the
wraps
body
him
once
up.
it stops up.
Yeah, he doesn't leave the apartment quite yet. He does stop over and goes to. It's essentially just a framed picture of him, and I have to go back. Molly, the woman who raised him, where he just kind of like takes it off, and there's a little safe behind it, like just a very small thing, where he undoes the thing and he pulls out a pistol and puts it in his jacket with him.
All right.
He is a responsible gun owner.
Yeah. Keep it in the safe. Keep it unloaded. The whole thing.
Yeah, it's now loaded and he's carrying. He's concealed carrying it, but still.
All right.
Then after that, he brings the thing. He takes the route he knows people don't usually take.
He can't be 100% certain that nobody saw him, but he can be 100% certain that he's very trusted in this area, and nobody here cares for the police at all. So unless one of them has gone missing and they suspect Zane, which, let's face it, with his reputation, everything he's done and such, they're not going to. They're just pretty much going to go, whatever it is, they probably deserved it, and I didn't see anything anyway.
Yeah,
Assuming he was seen at all. And no
he's
cops
trying to
or
avoid
anything.
people having to do that.
Yeah,
Like, he knows that they will, but if we can avoid making you need to do this, we'll avoid doing that.
Yeah. All right. So what's he doing once he's got the body firm, safely ensconced in the trunk for a given value of safely?
Yeah, he gets into his Mustang and he just drives to. Like it's a nice. It's not. It's well kept. It's not very fancy. It's not anything really big. It's just kind of. He's maintained it well enough. It's really.
And what would that be?
Like,
Because
the
I don't think you
Mustang?
said what he's driving to. Oh, the Mustang. I thought you were talking about where he was headed to. So okay,
No,
yeah, the
no,
Mustang
sorry.
is.
The Mustang is just well maintained. Like it's not an expensive car for him.
No, but it
But
works,
he's-
and he,
yeah.
it's his. So
Yeah.
perfectly
And he's
understood.
gonna drive over to the bookstore because that's where he's getting his sword from. He's also gonna drop off a body and go, "Hey, so this thing happened. I don't
All
know
right.
where else to bring it."
Well, the funny thing is when he goes to lift it out of the trunk, it feels remarkably lighter than it did when he first wrapped it and hauled it out here.
This is some more magic bullshit. Let's just bring it in and see what happens.
Okay. And that's where we're going to pause for Zane, as we have some other people who are at or heading towards the bookstore. Xander, you arrived shortly before this with a homeless man who has definitely peed himself, and there is some unavoidable transfer with a dislocated jaw and like some fingernail marks in his cheeks, who is very much unconscious at this point. And
Yeah.
Anabelle like opens the door when she sees you coming, and she's like, Is he okay? Are you okay?"
I'm looking for to describe it's like the most floor open place within the bookstore, which I'm sure is somewhat cramped most of the on most floor plans.
Most of there's Anabelle moves one of the reading tables and chairs kind of out of the way against the wall to make a space to lay him down. And then she goes to get a little medical kit to see to the scratches. It's like I could try to set the jaw, but I'm gonna need you to hold him down. Unconscious or not, this is not going to be pleasant.
I mean, he was dead in 5 seconds. He's not dead, hopefully, but he was
No,
otherwise
no.
going to be dead.
Okay. Well, then he is definitely better off. So if Xander holds him down, Annabelle goes to the jaw just so on the top of his head, and with the kind of twisted, very gristly crack, the jaw seems to set and also almost immediately swell in the jaw hinge area on both sides of his face. But then they set to with some, you know, swabs and alcohol and Bactine and bandages. She's like, so, but they're like, what happened? Why do you have a feather pea so homeless man?
Oh, long story short, me, Alexandria, so no, nope, not him, and the other guy, one that really never said his name. We're over by one of the warehouses. Heard a bit of a commotion outside. 3 footsteps. Last one was a well dressed, well, realistically, well dressed leech. Tracked him down, found the leech holding this guy, and decided to highway robbery some lunch.
Disturbing, but also quite valiant. That was very
Ah.
heroic of you.
Xander's also trying to see if there's anything like seemingly paralyzing the person other than being like unconscious. Are there any kind of poisons that work, that kind of things, which he's trying to figure out?
Um, he can definitely tell that something was used, but it's not anything that he is familiar with. Even if he does like a sniff test to this guy's mouth is not going to reveal anything except that dentistry has unfortunately not factored into his experiences in a long time. But he can definitely the way this guy is out is not natural, and he can tell that it's, you know, this sort of unconsciousness, especially with the pain that he just experienced with the jaw being reset and everything, is not something that happens outside of carefully monitored surgical anesthesia. And yet he still didn't even twitch, but he's still breathing. He's still, I mean, his chest is rising and falling, and his, you can see his pupils behind his eyelids are shifting, not crazy rapidly, but definitely moving around enough to indicate that there's some sort of brain activity still.
Well, that's well and good.
So, well, I guess we can at least get him patched up and cleaned up, and, well, not sure about where he can stay, but we'll figure that out once we know he's not just going to die.
There we go. He also needs to wake up first.
Yeah, yeah. So you saw one of them again? Was there anything like, did they drop any clues, any incriminating scraps of
Almost,
paper? Any?
other than it seemed like it was in pursuit. So it chased him for either for food opportunity or for some other reason.
Hmm. Well, we figured they were preying on the homeless, and this kind of
But
cements that idea.
but why the chase?
Well, I personally would hazard the guess that even, you know, if nobody's likely to take what he says at full face value, there's been enough going on that his, you know, he saw one of these things, and he saw the very not human face of it from the sounds of it. And that can still make things more difficult. I imagine they tend not to leave witnesses when they can avoid it.
Well, they got a whole lot of problems because they have at least one, if not two, known witnesses.
Yes, and I worry that that's going to push them to act more aggressively than they already have. But maybe we need to escalate this. I know Zane's on his way here to get sword, so something is happening.
All right.
Well, like I said, oh, knock, knocking. They look up, and for a moment, their like hand dives into the little bag by their side, like somebody would be reaching for a weapon. But then they see it's Zane, and they're like, "Oh, okay, he's carrying something." Unlock and open the door again.
2 visitors, 2 bodies.
2 visitors, 2 bodies, but one of them is at least probably alive.
Hey, so this guy died and this guy is dead.
Okay, but
Did you
it's
kill
If there
him?
still is a body in this. I don't know. This is all weird stuff. I don't understand any of it. And no, I did not kill him.
Okay.
I took an ice bath. They dropped him in my room. I started wrapping him up, and then he screams, "The way is open" in Latin. Well, screams is the wrong word. Gasps it out somehow. And then I put him in the trunk of the car, brought him out, and he feels lighter now. So I don't know if he's still in here.
well, I'll wait to find out.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I guess so. So lay him out next to the other body, as it were, even if the other one's living. And
Just potential generic content warning for the upcoming description. You may now proceed. They've been warned. Fucking
they
go.
have been warned.
I release you.
Our CW tonight is horrors and Batkyle.
Yeah, I mean, Batgirl's always kind of part of it, but they get out some kind of heavy duty shears and sort of snip around the head area down towards the sternum, and they peel it open. The skin is still in there, completely empty, and as the plastic is folded back, this odd pearlescent mist drifts out from within the bag and floats on currents that none of you feel. It doesn't go for anybody's mouth. Instincts, but reaches a crack in the door and just sort of slips out and flitters away. What you are left with is the skin, hand wraps, and fighting trunks of what had been the wrecker.
I kind of wish that it had done this at the beginning. Saved me a little bit of ever going down the stairs, but okay.
The homeless guy sits up quite suddenly, just gasping. Where am I? What happened?
Hey, Mark.
Why does my mouth hurt?
You're alive, and we reset your jaw.
You reset my jaw. What happened to my jaw?
What do you last remember?
I remember I was cornered in by a fence by Big Steve. And somebody, I there was somebody else there, and I think they distracted Big Steve, and I ran around Big Steve, and I then my face kind of hurt, but I didn't see anything, and then then I'm here, and I peed myself. These were my best pants.
Well, I'm glad you're alive in your best pants.
I mean, I am too, I guess, but God, this really fucking hurts. Oh, what happened? You apparently you were there. You brought me here. What happened to my face?
Well, a nice guy in a very loose-fitting suit and skin tried to grab you.
He's fitting skin.
Don't look to your left.
Yeah, of course he looks to the left. Is that is that? He puts a finger in the eye hole and just kind of wiggles it around. He's like, that's real. It kind of goopy.
Gross.
Uh, um, Thank
That's-
you all. What? Who?
Your
Nobody.
assistance is most helpful in figuring out what's going on and what nearly killed you.
Al, I don't know what I can tell you. I mean, I don't know why Big Steve would chasing me. Big Steve's always like just been the big sweet guy. Like, he's not he's not smart like us, but he's always been pretty helpful and you know kind of a stand up for the little guy sort of guy. But when I saw him earlier, he just his eyes were weird. Like Steve wasn't really there. Um, and that weirded me out. And I was kind of glad I was sober enough to be weirded out by that. And I uh, I was just like, he wanted me to come with him, and I didn't really feel like that was a good idea. So I said no, and he tried to grab me, um, but I had like two coats on because I'm smart like that, and I let him have the one coat, and I ran away. And he caught me for a moment, but then he got coat number two, my secret emergency coat, and and I made it away even from that. But he's got really long legs, and I I've been skimping on the cardio recently. Uh, oh, oh, oh,
All right. You may want to take it easy for a little bit.
okay. I'm just gonna sit here. And he proceeds to just sort of sit there and wallow in misery.
Zane, any of that helpful?
Do you expect it to be for me? I
You may
mean,
know
Big
people better
Steve
than I.
is. I'm assuming Zane knows Big Steve.
Zane knows Big Steve. Big Steve has volunteered a time or two to help, move stuff, move camp, set things up. He tries to help. He could be a little clumsy, and sometimes he breaks more than he fixes or ports successfully. But his heart is there. It's just the mind and coordination that don't quite lead him towards success.
Because this is out of character for Big Steve. To go and attack someone. Um look, I'm sorry. This is just I don't have a lot of information for what the suit people are, and they seem to be behind a lot of this stuff.
Oh, I think I know what they are.
Good. Probably.
Soul,
Yes,
what are you doing?
running. Um, the everything was fine until the claws or teeth or whatever they were went through the Toyota. That changed things. And
Mhm.
Saul opened the fucking way by opening the door of the Toyota Corolla, ripping the wires out, and bolting. He's feeling very seen. So the song in his head, another Rush song, "Limelight," and that until that finishes, he's just running, just random changes of the direction, trying to lose anybody that's chasing him. And because it's a Rush song, that's like 8 minutes.
Yep, and you find yourself um, you find yourself actually once again near the bookstore.
Mhm.
It wasn't necessarily intended. You didn't even really run in that direction to start, but in the twists and turns and the opening of ways, you have arrived probably where you need to be.
And in that run, he's been seen. Being unseen doesn't matter anymore. It's time to take a stand. It's time to show them what the gods have got planned for me. Spiral up, spiral up, spiral up. And so he gives almost knowledge, almost willfully gives up the ability to just disappear and have people forget who he is. And I'm in game. I'm giving up the knack of Beyond Memory and switching it to unobtrusive visitor as before. If I got because I got to interrupt a little bit before he gets to the bookshop, he stops at a secondhand clothing store
Hmm.
that he knows, and it's night, right?
It is night, but
Okay, so
the store is still open. It's one of the late night ones because
perfect.
sometimes people need secondhand pants at 2 in the morning.
So in he goes, bad suit, shiny shoes, great big hat, and the whole time he's thinking about blending in, blending in, blending in, blending in, blending in. It becomes almost another song in his head as he comes out packaging things into his overalls and switches to unobtrusive visitor, which I'm going to push that as far as it can possibly go. But I'm not going to tell anybody who's watching what it does until he tries his bullshit. And then he heads for the bookstore.
All right. And just as Annabelle is about to tell you what it is, there's the and it's Saul. You know this guy. You remember this guy. And she
I like
kind
to
of
think
walks
the
over.
suit's sort of pale yellow, and there's maybe a little bit of it sticking out. Like all the other suits are really bad, right?
Yeah, they're
Okay,
like well cared for, but they're all obviously secondhand.
yeah. So his is that weird yellow that they keep trying to make fashionable.
That almost mustard
Almost,
yellow that's
yeah, similar, a little paler than your background. But
oh,
yeah,
okay.
that really yellow. Yeah.
All right. So and Soul is apparently trying to emulate a fashion plate.
Oh, no, never mind. You said it was open, so yeah, I paid for it all. You didn't have to
Yeah,
steal
yeah,
it.
you paid
Yay!
for everything.
Yeah.
You did not have to steal it this time. And she goes, "Oh, Soul, you're just in time. We have a homeless man who was attacked, an empty skin, and some answers of a sort, at least. Um, should we wait for Alex and Juliet to go over that, or do you want to cover it now?"
So
I mean, I'm meeting Alex at location uh
Oh,
pretty soon, so that's I don't think they're coming here.
oh, just you?
Apparently.
Hmm.
Well, I got one other guy coming, but still that's someone else.
And why would she have asked you and
No,
nobody
I didn't
else?
really pour into the questions very much.
It's not a problem. I just like to know where she's gonna be if she's
I
asking you
mean,
to join her.
I
What are
mean, you
your
can come
intentions toward
along.
my sister?
I mean, you can come along. I don't see any. I don't see any
Considering what we're
massive repercussions at the moment.
potentially going to be told, that may be to our benefit.
Yeah,
Yep. So, hashtag Alexandria is trending, but we'll get back to that. I'm particularly proud of that one. Annabelle,
Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Okay, I thought yes, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, good time. Well, then you can all share this with them. They're called the Ravenous. They're they don't necessarily really belong to any specific pantheon or myth, but something like them is usually found somewhere in the legends. They are, in essence, leech people. They're Titan spawn of the Titan of hunger, and they, understandably from the name, are always hungry or thirsty. In this case, sometimes their hunger is all-consuming. Sometimes they spawn with a hunger for something specific. If they're leech people, it's probably blood. And even if there's only a couple of them, they will need or want to feed every day as often as they can without interrupting whatever their goal is. They're not mindless monsters. They have plans that they'll try to enact. Usually, those plans involve securing enough of a food source, but sometimes they're far grander. They're not extremely powerful, but they're definitely generally strong and skilled enough to subdue a normal, healthy human without much effort, which Xander and Soul, I think. Well, no, they didn't, did I? No, Xander just said some guy at the time, so which at least Xander has seen firsthand from the sounds of it. Um, I don't know exactly what powers they have. It like supernatural abilities. They always have something, but it kind of differs from spawning to spawning.
Is there any particular way to deal with them?
Well, if you can get them to ingest a large amount of salt, given that they're leech people, that will do some damage. Throwing it on their skin will irritate them, kind of like pepper spray, but it won't do nearly as much damage as getting them to eat it. Otherwise, they can be killed. Like you can either stab them enough, or if you can find their nerve center, there's always a nerve center somewhere in their body, not always in the same place. So I know it's not terribly helpful. They can. This is a new one for them, but these appear to be able to actually hollow people out somehow and wear their skin, like their bodies, as I think you've all seen at this point, sort of compact and contort to fit within the skin without it looking overly tortured, I guess, overly distended. None of them are walking around like Edgar from Men in Black.
Yeah, we might want to burn this one then.
While they were talking, Saul was actually looking at the body, and he's got they got medicine. Yeah, they got significant numbers of medicines. Um, what I'm trying to see is if it's got any extra holes. Like, did it rip its way in and out, or because he didn't see the vaporization trick, so he's trying to figure out how it's getting into the body and hollowing it out.
Okay, give me a roll.
Medicine and intellect.
That'll work, yeah.
May I also join on the medicine rolls?
Absolutely. Anybody who wants to poke and like flap, get the skin all flapped around and look for extra holes.
I feel like there's a better way to say that, but
There's probably
Nothing.
a better way to say that, but I'm not going to use it.
Nothing. Not one success. You.
No.
Oof.
We know what natural medicine is, and it would not apply to this one.
I did
No,
the same
no,
thing.
it's definitely-
Street medicine didn't apply either because finding the way leeches get into and out of people is not something you see on the street all the time.
Solid. We're getting them out of the way early. You know what we were talking about earlier with like failing rolls?
Yeah, and like how Ruth
How
may
many
have
did
used up all of the dice luck rolling.
How many
Yeah,
did you roll? I rolled 8 dice. You rolled
I rolled 6 dice.
And we got zero eights or
Zero
higher.
between us.
Yeah,
Can I use cunning instead of intellect for medicine?
yeah, sure, absolutely. Like
It's gonna go really
Zane
badly.
had-
I only have like 4.
Yeah.
Zero,
I mean,
zero,
the skin does
zero.
still have some of the abrasions and like the abrasions and bruises and everything that came from that drawn out fight, which is probably what confused Saul and Xander. But Zane is
I did that one. I did that one. I did that one. I did that one. I did
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
exactly.
I was
He'll have a better
about to
chance
roll
to-
that in roll 20, but then I went, I'm doing physical dice. Screw this. That's 1 success. 2 successes plus an explosion. 3 successes.
3 successes. Very nice. That is enough for you to find it's a weird puncture mark at in the small of the back, down directly over the spine. It's one
going
you
to-
know you didn't do, and oh, go ahead.
I'm going to very clearly point that out to everyone else as well.
Okay. It's like, and it's a very clean punch too. It's not like a tear or anything. It's like something completely just slid in butter smooth and cut. Like, punching a hole in a Capri Sun, just pop. And so, and Annabelle's like, well, yeah, that kind of cinches it. If they're just feeding, um, they'll just leave some ragged wounds, and you'll definitely see the bite in any form. If they're actually dealing the skin, that seems to be the way to do it. The thing to keep in mind is they always serve hunger, and they are always looking for ways to open the door to his prison, to its prison, to their prison. Even just a little way to free more spawn or to free them entirely.
Somebody said it. Zane said it. Soul hadn't
What?
heard the phrase yet. The way is open. When he mutters that, it's like a magnet. It's just head snap to you. Almost as an afterthought, he reaches up, pulls a hardcover book off the shelf, puts the money on the counter in front of Elizabeth, and then tucks it into the back of his belt, covering that spot on his lower spine where the hole was. It's just nice.
Yeah.
Just a hardcover book just tucked into his belt. Simple problem. Simple solution. Right? And yeah, he's willing to pay for the book. But yes, I forget what I was doing other than that. Anyway, that'll do.
That's fair.
Well, it looks like I've been called to kill a bunch of them. So let's can I get that sword and then
Yeah, yes, let me get that for you. Does anybody else want a sword while we're at it? Or an axe? We've got some maces, crossbows.
Fighting has done me no good so far.
Fair enough. Let me
a
go.
spritz bottle filled with water and salt? Just mist them like you're planting.
Just a huge grinder. One step and I'll twist.
All right.
Depending
Well,
on where we are,
Annabelle-
there may be.
Oh.
Oh, you're good.
I was going to say,
Annabelle, that was her name. Shit. Yeah,
yep. Annabelle goes to get swords. Alex and Juliet, you were calling. One of you was calling the other.
Yes, Juliet was calling Alex.
Alex, you got a call coming in. Do you answer it?
Knowing it's from Juliet, yes, because she's absolutely in my phone as Juliet.
And she's probably has been like eagerly awaiting a call or something, given the vague text Juliet has sent.
I need you all to just applaud my restraint, because the urge to have Randall Evans' voice pop up and be like psych called was extraordinary, but it doesn't actually fit. But I really wanted to. But okay, so Juliet, Alex, you are connected via phone.
So I don't have your car. Eyeless man was in your car. I think he wanted me. So I slammed his head into it. There is some damage. I'll help you pay. She's just starting with the car.
Yeah.
It sounds like she
I'm
has
just hearing it.
been running. She's now walking.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm alive. I think I lost him.
Good.
Are you
Good.
at home?
Player totally forgot where. No, she isn't. Shit. No. Meet me at the bookstore.
All right.
We'll meet up there. I'll explain
right.
everything there.
And as Juliet's walking, she is like
Yep, doing the whole.
making sure she's lost him.
Yep. At one point on the trip over to the bookstore, Juliet feels nice. Juliet feels a small gust of wind and a hand gently tug at her sleeve just as she's passing an alley. An urgent tugging.
She looks. Does she see anything?
She does not see anything, but the tugging gets more urgent.
Does the aura, the energy, feel similar to what led her to the bookstore before?
No, this is something different. Not necessarily malevolent, but definitely different. Tug, 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 tug. Not yanking, but definitely growing more frantic.
She is gonna start to follow.
Okay, she steps into the alley and it kind of leads her around behind a thankfully recently empty dumpster. And just as she rounds the corner, she hears the slow turn of tires. And if she peeks, she can see a Corolla driving past with one of the Hellevangelists. Not the same one who tried to attack her, but a different one. It looks like he's smelling more than looking, but whatever he's doing, he just barely misses Juliet before continuing on down the line.
And is she still being tugged?
No,
like it didn't
no,
stop.
it stopped as soon as she got behind the dumpster.
Okay. And was the Corolla coming from where she was?
Yes.
Okay, so perhaps this ghost was trying to protect her.
Could be.
Juliet quietly goes, "Thank you," and continues to walk.
All right. Alexandria, I think you make it there. We're going to say for narrative convenience, you both make it there about the same time.
Oh,
And
I have a lot to tell you. I should wait until we're inside with Anabelle.
Yeah, we should.
so I'm assuming somebody lets them in because Annabelle's still back gathering weapons.
Yeah.
Right, so everybody else is there.
With the husk and the homeless guy, yeah.
Yeah. It smells a little less pleasant than the bookstore normally does. And part of it is the unfortunate gentleman who fouled himself, but part of it you're coming to realize, especially you, Xander, is the skin. There is an astringent, unpleasant chemical smell, almost like rotting flesh, but not exactly, coming from the recently vacated skin.
So it's like it's rotting, but there's nothing natural about it. Like usually you'd have, insects and like fungi doing things. This is just going, chemically speaking.
This is just going, chemically speaking. Yeah. And
That's
Anabelle,
fascinating. We should probably get that outside before it becomes part of the carpet.
Yeah, lighter fluid and a match would be a good.
Not lighting the store on fire.
I mean the skin. Dumb.
Annabelle comes out with a couple different swords, arming sword, long sword, even a rather fancy looking rapier, and sets them on the counter. And she's like, I can dispose of this. We have a tub for things like this.
I will
This is
leave
why I
you
brought
in
it
your
here.
tub.
And Annabelle's kind of
presses F to show respect.
Annabelle kind of takes it back and then comes back up and then takes a moment to share with Alexandria and Juliet what they shared with the rest of the team, what the Ravenous are, kind of what they've, you know, kind of what they entail, what their general goals seem to be. She will say these are definitely more cerebral Ravenous. They generally don't tend to use spells like the Silver Hunters or the like. They generally don't just leave warnings. While they can have plans and such, they usually find that trying to just murder whoever's in their way works out best for them.
So
But I
that could have been
think
really bad.
could have
Sorry,
been.
I was chased.
What's on your
Oh.
arm?
I don't think it's there anymore.
There's still a little bit.
Okay.
It's mostly faded in, but there's just enough to make out almost letters.
Oh, and she shows the picture. You see how this is on my arm? My arm doesn't show up here. That's strange. So he can better see what it says.
Yeah, and it says via aperta est.
And Saul, it's like his eyes are on him, magnetically attracted to the words. It's just pop, 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 back and forth between Zane and
So, Zane, when you left, there was no way else for me to get out, but there was a door somewhere in the room, and I kept walking. The wall had a heartbeat, and it was sweaty. It felt like I was walking forever, and then I left the building, and there was no door behind me, so I don't know how I got out. And yeah. So that was interesting. And then a Ravenous was in Alexandria's car, and I opened the door because it could have been anyone. Anyone I can deal with, I can call the cops, whatever. It was a Ravenous. I slammed his head into the door, but slowed him down. And then I think a cup kept him busy. And I got away. I'm still here.
It's the important part.
One I met tried to eat my car. Well, his car, but it was my car then. Now it's nobody's car.
And she looks to Alex and goes, I'm sorry about your car.
It's fine. I can.
I'll
Get
help
it
you pay
towed.
for the repairs. It's still drivable. The door's just broken.
I'll take this one. He points to the long sword.
She's like, okay, here you go. Please try to return it. It's a really good sword. It's very modern. It's not, some ancient relic. It's made out of high carbon steel. It's definitely a modern killing weapon.
Alexandria gives them because I can't remember the name of the person.
Randall Evans?
Yes. Randall Evans has crossed a boundary and taken my manager as a hostage.
For what?
so that he may speak with me.
Do you know why?
He has been obsessed with me since the first day I spoke with him.
Juliet is slowly grabbing a sword.
And what was the first day you spoke with him?
Actually, she grabs a mace.
Player doesn't
It's more, honestly, player above board is just looking for the night that the mirror stuff happened. That's kind of all the player's
Yeah.
looking for. I don't
Yeah,
care about
yeah.
exacts.
Oh yeah.
There's the night the mirror stuff happened, the night you were all kind of drawn to the bookstore.
Mm-hmm. And still to say that.
It's so much of my life right now. I did not mean to say that out
I
loud.
was more hoping to handle this quietly, but since you all are here, I guess I should inform you.
You should have said quietly in your messages to me beforehand as well. I brought the Russian.
I do not know who that is.
He's a nice guy. Don't worry about it.
Got the Russian involved in this?
I
Yeah,
don't
we
care
work
as
together.
long as it's taken care of.
He's the sweetest guy.
I know.
So always Big Steve, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think Big Steve had a choice in this. The Russian, he buys children's books here and he reads them at the hospital to the kids on the weekend.
I'll send the Russian home.
Okay, thank you. I wouldn't know how to tell the kids the Russian wasn't coming back. So while you're kind of listening to this and looking around, at the corner of your vision, the titles, or the title on a single book seems to swirl and warp strangely. And for a few heartbeats, I'm not going to try and pronounce this because I do not know how to speak Creole. I'm just going to put the message here in chat for you. But you see in Haitian Creole, which translates to "you must close it." And it doesn't stay that way. It shifts and flickers to another book, and then to another, staying in his vision for a good couple minutes before it seems to finally fade away.
Yeah, Solus is vaguely displeased that he must close the door. Doesn't the other one? Oh, yeah, the other one is the way it is open. Okay. Almost as a mutter from wherever he's sitting now, sort of back in the stacks, watching this transformation. Um, I don't know. You wouldn't even know if he intended to say it out loud or not, but all you hear is, sometimes doors only go one way.
And some stores should never be opened. I know that probably isn't what you want to hear, but even the gods fear some things escaping.
And almost like he's got caught surprised that he was spoken out loud. He actually comes out of the stacks and looks back. I'm assuming that was Annabelle.
That was Anabelle.
Yeah.
Can you
Looks
pull
at
your
her.
microphone a little closer? Your voice
am
is
I-
cutting out.
I'm
Okay.
fading out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Actually looks at her and says, "Well, that's what I meant about them only going one way. I can keep. I think we can keep them from coming out, but I think I have to go in."
I hope not.
We'll
I
cross
don't
that
know
bridge.
that that's. Yeah. I don't know that that's a way you come back from, but maybe so. You have a knack.
He sort of pats the clothes and almost an idea. Almost.
Almost good. So,
Oh, by the way, do you have really dark eye makeup? Like really dark, so it looks like holes?
I do.
Oh, of course you do. Like, totally oblivious to what offense that might cause. Yeah.
Doesn't seem
Yeah. No,
doesn't
doesn't
seem to offend
register.
her at all.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
No, there is a slight like side eye from Alexandria though.
so okay. Yeah, we can get that set up and see if we can get you blending in, I suppose.
Speaking of which, do they have a hive or a home or a nest or what do we call it?
In this case, it would probably be a nest. I don't know what you want to call it, but they will usually have a base of operations somewhere relatively close to food, somewhere easy to hide in, somewhere people aren't likely to hear screams from.
I'd like
And
to use cunning and survival, urban survival specifically, to see if I can actually narrow down in my brain where that would be.
Yeah, Alexandria wants to think of some places as well.
go for it.
I mean, the forest
So
is
6
hilariously
with
quiet and
Gare
easy to
if
hide
deep.
in.
It is. It is.
Would this fall under forest exploration?
If he's trying to think of places in the nearby forest, yes.
Okay.
I
Four? Okay.
rolled. Yeah, it was 6 with an explosion and a Gare if T. So
Okay.
technically I rolled 3, but the Gare if T gauge 4.
We get a la 2.
Okay.
We're
Instead of rolling, yeah, Saul is putting on as much dark makeup as he can so that when he closes his eyes almost all the way, it looks like he's got no eyes. The big brimmed hat, the bad suit, the shiny shoes, and just sort of practicing clumping up and down the place, which in a way that's hard for him to do because he has to walk like he did, like his skin doesn't fit. And that's like the exact opposite who he actually is. So yeah, he's learning how to clump.
Too much joie de vivre, man.
That was
so
4 successes. I rolled with these.
poor dirty poor roll 20 has fallen out of favor here. But all right, for those of you who have 4s, you can actually think of a number of places in the outskirts of Marleyfield that would qualify. Unfortunately, they're
And
the
potentially
city is sort of
Toyota Corolla Center.
compacted. Not a Toyota Corolla Center that you know of, but one of them is kind of is near a used car dealership.
It's that
One
one.
of this.
Is this possibly anywhere near the location that Alexandria is headed towards?
No, actually, this is
Okay.
this is in a different location. It's, I suppose, technically kind of nearby, but kind of nearby is in like 10-minute drive nearby. The location
Mhm.
that she's given, she knows, was at one time it was a church that was bought and renovated and converted into a strip club. And when the strip club folded, it's been pretty much abandoned ever since. It's one of those places that nobody really goes. Even like the partying teens avoid it, even though you'd think an abandoned strip club in a church would be like the place teens would want to go hang out.
I mean, they're both places of worship.
They are both places of worship.
Called
Can't
cross
say
There
you're
was-
wrong.
Yeah. there is a decided bent towards, naughty Catholic nun outfits and such to the strip club, and their version of communion, depending on how much you paid, was so. You have
The club was called the Dirty Pew.
it was called Pew Polishers actually, but yeah, it's
okay.
Sarah, you can
Yep.
hold it together all you want. We still see your cheeks going red.
Oh, I know.
yeah. All the
I like to
pasties
become
look
a
like
different
Eucharist.
type of Tyvies.
It was a whole thing. However, you have an idea where the nest might be, but you also know that where they are directing you is A, somewhere you haven't been before, and B, far enough away from the nest that you're not going to be able to really detour to the nest and make it here or make it there in a time that you probably feel will be safe for them to have your manager, Holly.
I should pretty much go by myself anyway. I mean, none of you have got a suit.
I hate that makes sense.
I mean,
Alexandria's just like,
and he's dressed now, right? So this is a yellow suit, black shirt, black tie, and the nice shiny brown boots, so it doesn't match. And the big hat and the face paint underneath, so that if he tilts it, I mean, he is of less than average stature.
Juliet
with the
definitely
hat on,
handed
it's
him
kind of hard to see him.
eyeliner.
Oh yeah, and he's just painted the whole space. He's seen them. He just looked one right in the face, so he's seen 2 or 3 of them. He knows at least, to be able to. He doesn't have. It's more a nod anyway because he does have the knack. But this is just him thinking he can sneak in rather than knowing that he has a character sheet with an ability on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
All right. So you have a
This
guy
is
in a
plan is
suit,
yep.
some hand-to-hand weapons, and gun, at least. Only Zane's car, though, I think. Oh, wait, no, Anabelle. Anabelle will let you borrow their Prius.
Her other car. Wait, it's a Toyota Corolla. Plot twist. The Soul, as always, is planning on running there, even as weird as that sounds. Even in the outfit he's in, the way to get used to the outfit is to run in it, and it's also the way to get ready to do what he perceives as his gift from the gods.
Juliet's not leaving Alexandria's side. Whether they're walking or taking the Prius.
Xander's going with the meeting party.
So pretty much Soul's going ahead and everybody's following. Is Soul going to the hostage situation, or is he going to the nest?
Oh, straight to the nest.
Okay.
Yep.
Lit in the party. Gotta love it.
You have a burner
I'll have a
phone?
new character ready for next week. Let's put it that way. Saul has seen a door. It's don't worry, I'll figure something out, but yeah.
You're an expert in running for a reason.
Sometimes the only way to close a door is to go through it, right?
It's from Solace to Tall T.
I sell beer, tall tea ales.
They look exactly the same. It's just the next letter. That's all.
Okay, well then, Soul, you take off running, and for you, it's going to be kind of a novel experience at this point because you no longer have your "Don't Remember Me" power on. So you are running and kind of parkouring your way towards the nest in a violently yellow suit, dress shoes, and a big hat with quite a bit of makeup around the eye area. It's the kind of thing that even people who are used to seeing kind of weird things are going to stop and go.
But yeah, especially with no filter. which is
Yep.
why the Rush song for this one is the camera eye.
All right.
So
And while you're
it's-
doing that, we'll get to that. Everybody else, is Zane taking his car?
Yeah, Zane's taking his car.
Okay.
Is anyone riding with Zane, or is it just him on his own? Oh, cool.
If Alex is riding with him, so is Juliet.
So everyone is in the car. I'm assuming then.
Annabelle's not going.
I don't drive.
Yeah.
And we need to get
Yep.
there on time, so I'm gonna go in the car.
Annabelle's like, wait. Runs inside, comes back out to like things of Morton salt. She's like, I know you got the swords, but maybe these will help.
Thank you.
Xander will take the salt.
Here you go.
Takes the salt.
But
right.
before they go in, because Juliet took a mace, she's gonna wet it down somehow and sprinkle salt on it.
It's gonna need a really good cleaning after this, but okay. Juliet helps you, or Annabelle helps Juliet.
But before
figure
they
out
go
something.
into the hostage situation building.
Yeah,
Because
you know,
she's
Juliet
like,
Annabelle will help, like pour some out, put something kind of tacky on it, roll them. So Juliet's wandering around with, it looks kind of like a weird big sucker or something, marinating the mace.
yes, indeed. It's what you know how I do. Marinate the mace. Phrasing for sure.
All right. And Zane, as you're driving, you see up ahead of you, where you're just kind of following the roads, probably doing the speed limit and following or traffic signs, or is he just, I'm going to get there as fast as I can?
He's follow. He doesn't want to get pulled over and get a ticket. Like
Okay.
he's following traffic signs and everything like that the way he should be. He's also like he's kind of speeding the yellow lights as opposed to
Okay. Well,
speeding up at yellow lights as opposed to slowing down at them.
Yeah. Up ahead of him, still far enough away that they probably can't make him out. He sees a mustard yellow Corolla kind of heading in the same direction. Looks like there's just one person in the car. But they're making the turns before he does, unless he decides to try and take alternate routes.
No, he's just gonna get ready. We might have a fight immediately.
Juliet's just gonna kind of like grab Alex's hand and squeeze it.
Is Zane open carrying or concealed?
It's in his. It's basically like in his waistband. You can ask if he
So
has
it's
one.
visible.
Not very.
Yeah. She'll just ask, "Does anyone have a gun?" Takes it.
Can't remember. Does Juliet have anything in firearms?
Alexandria does.
Or Alexandria? Damn it.
Our names aren't
Okay.
even similar.
They're
you,
not.
you don't even have the Rosa Runa excuse.
Oh.
Or the Zane Xander Alexandria? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that. Yeah.
Look, it's been a long week.
No, that's so fair.
I was coming
I'm
to your
doing my
rescue,
best
believe
here.
me.
Okay, so when you get there, the Corolla is already parked at the side of the building. The parking lot is overgrown, kind of choked with weeds, and there's some fencing around it, but most of it is rusted out and collapsed at this point. The building itself still kind of has that shape of a church, peaked roof and all of that, but it also, has the mostly busted out at this point, big, like sort of spongy hue polishers sign in the front of it, and some neon that doesn't light up anymore, but definitely looks like there was some sort of pole dancing nun on it if you squint really hard.
Somebody
The
can get
windows-
her.
Oh, she's got things to confess. But the windows, as tends to happen in these places, are all boarded up. But the front double doors, which were once very nice, polished, like oak, like respectable church doors, but had been painted over with a lot of garish colors, and the handles are now bronze naked women because taste never had anything to do with this place. Doors are slightly cracked, and there's no sign of the probably leech man that you were following.
Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned, and I'm sorry, Daddy, I've been naughty, are the same thing, just in a different way. Sorry, that was still my mind.
And so you don't see any other cars here. There's no light spilling out from inside the church club, the strip church, whatever you want to
Just
call
for
it.
sake of efficacy, I would have sent a message to the Russian to just go home and to apologize for wasting any of his time, just to try to keep him out of the thing.
Yeah, no. He gets it. And he's like, all right, thanks, man. Let me know if that changes. Otherwise, I
I
gotta
will.
go walk
And
my
yeah,
rescue
I'm
dogs.
sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. We'll go out for a drink sometime.
Yeah, no big deal. All right, so who's going in?
I'm taking a look around the perimeter first before just walking in, but that's just me.
Recon, people!
Recon.
Recon! Has no one heard of Recon?
Well,
Xander's
it's
standing in the middle of the
unarmed
street.
Xander is like, let me just see what I can find first.
Sorry for interrupting.
Okay, so
You're good.
everybody else is going in. Xander's checking the perimeter first and then following them in.
Depends on what I
Well,
find.
seeing Juliet like start to follow Alexander, she turns around and goes, "I'd rather you stay with Xander,
And leave you alone. Why would I do
not
that?
alone." Points to Zane.
You can tell she doesn't
be
like
better.
the thought of like leaving Alex's side.
I'd rather know I have backup out here than have all of our firepower in there.
Make sure to yell if you need me.
Yeah, no, Alexander can't say what comes to her mind.
If there's like a look of like, I should say something.
Oh no, there's just a blush that comes over her.
Spit it out.
It would just confuse you anyway.
You think so?
Well, all right
It's
then.
just yeah, she just under her breath, she says it was from before.
And from inside, as Zane is going to open the door, you hear, "You're not here to flirt. You're here to work."
As she said, as when Juliet hears it's from before, there's just like a quick like, huh, like of recognition. Like maybe things are pieces that she was missing are coming together, maybe. And she walks to find Xander.
All right. So
Also checking the
outside-
perimeter.
Yeah. So outside, you two find around the edges, like going back from the front of the building on the side you're going through, you don't see anything really out of the ordinary. Like I said, all the windows are heavily boarded up, possibly heavier than normal. Like usually it's just some plywood and whatnot, but these seem to actually be like solidly boarded up. But around back, that's where you find it looks like a large pile of torn up flooring and dirt. Like there had been some sort of strange excavation work done here. There are bones in the dirt. The bones look human and they look fairly fresh. Like they still have bits of tissue and sinew and such drying on them. You also find another decaying skin. Doesn't look familiar to you because it's empty, but and let's face it, an empty skin, if you didn't just see the person, is kind of hard to like, oh yeah, that's Frank. Wow, he looks a lot flatter than I remember.
You have to hold their nose and blow in their ass to inflate them so you know what they look like.
I mean, popular children's parties, but
I should just mute myself. Oh.
So you find the dirt, the pieces of flooring, the bones, and the empty skin. And it looks like an older male, probably.
Also, seeing if I see any kind of escape vehicle for the for who they might be meeting.
No, you see just the Corolla that you guys were following.
Well, that Corolla is. We're gonna mess with that Corolla before we go inside.
Okay.
Xander can tell that Juliet, after seeing the skin, is like, she wants to go in.
I mean, you can go in, but whoever we're about to meet shouldn't be able to escape on his own.
Andrew, this is your opportunity to use the car as a weapon.
I don't know how to drive. Juliet, however, knows how to drive.
You really don't need to know how to drive to be able to use a car as a weapon. It's just one foot on the gas and that's it.
I need to be able to start the car.
Juliet is gonna try to hotwire the car before she goes in.
Okay.
How old is this Corolla?
This Corolla is easily 15 years old.
Beautiful. This helps.
It is. Yeah. What are you gonna use to hotwire the car?
Give me a second.
I will not be in the car while it is being hotwired and driven wherever it's going to end up.
Cunning and technology.
That'll work.
And I have a whiz with old technology.
This will count. It's definitely an old enough car to.
Four successes.
4.
Oh yeah, you absolutely just very quickly just pop, get the wires. Even you don't even get zapped. You're just like, and there you go.
Get in.
Zayden, Alex. Zane goes first from the sounds of it, sword in hand. Phallically appropriate for the location, I suppose. And inside, while there's no light coming out through the doors, as soon as he steps in, a spotlight clunks on, like that heavy industrial kind of spotlight, click, and illumination. And at the back of the church, right in front of where the altar used to be, is Randall Evans. You probably don't know him, Zane, but Alex, you know him quite well at this point. Only now instead of the the suit jacket, kind of the power suit thing going on, he's wearing dress shirt, pure white dress shirt, black pants and dress shoes, and a remarkably gaudy purple and gold cape. And sunglasses, aviator sunglasses.
You really couldn't get any uglier, could you?
He just looks
Oh.
stupid.
This skin, of course it's ugly. You're all ugly.
No, I mean like what you've done to the outside of it. Like, it's just-
Yeah.
like this was clearly a personal choice, and you failed.
And there's no fixing that.
Why would I care about any of that? I am so close.
I mean, the cape really just says "I care." That's what it says. Big burning lights. I care. What do you think of me? That's why the cape. I'm sorry. I'm not trying.
I'm
No, I
using-
am kind of trying to be a bit of a dick. But still, it's not a good look.
We're not here to talk about the look of this show. We're not here to
Because you
flirt
failed at it.
awkwardly. We're not here to posture. You're here to work. I know what you can do, Alex. I know who your parents really are. And you are going to be the dowsing rod that I need to find the way. It's already opening. You can taste it in the air, can't you? You read
I
chat,
can taste a lot of
didn't you?
things in this air.
Including gonorrhea.
That's one of those human sex things, right?
Yeah. And you're kind of
When you're
coated in the stuff.
mating and fluids and all of that. Ugh.
Yeah, you chose a bad place if you didn't want to be thinking about human sex stuff.
Probably the worst.
I didn't choose the place in the way that you're thinking. My
Didn't
research
choose that.
led me here. You don't know what this place used to be. And I mean before the strip club and church, you fucking degenerates.
How much of that research was done with one hand, by the way?
It was done with both. My people don't have genitalia. What are you getting at here? We
This is where-
reproduce
this-
asexually.
This is where Zane is immediately definitely going in for a strike. Because it's clear enough to Zane, he's kind of knocked him off his rhythm a bit enough that he can really just go in and try to attack.
Okay, so Zane goes in to try and attack. And what would Zane use to notice that he might be stepping into a trap?
Survival. And
Okay.
cunning.
Give me the roll, please.
This is less urban survival, so it's just regular survival.
Yep, just regular survival.
One.
Yeah, Alexander was trying to piss him off to get his ass to come down here.
God damn it!
The danger
That's why
of
you buy a
physical
bunch.
No,
Buy a bunch.
So I've rolled twice so far successfully, and I mean that in the terms that didn't fall off my desk each time.
You need a bigger desk.
Yeah, that's 4 successes.
Okay, so Zane goes
Oh wait, no,
to...
actually I made a mistake. Yeah, it's 4 successes.
Right, so Zane draws his blade and goes for a strike, and then immediately pauses when he realizes that the floor between him and the thing calling itself Randall Evans is paper thin.
Oh. Can you shoot him?
I mean, it's my first time using a gun, sure. But. And.
And from the area that Zane almost stepped in, you hear Holly's voice screaming for help. Hello? Anybody? Is anybody up there? I hear voices. There are things down here with me, and they have really big teeth. I would like to not be down here anymore.
Do you want to take the floor, or do you want to take the big, stupid guy?
She, hearing that, just goes, if you know who my parents are, then you also know there are rules.
Their rules don't matter here. They can't.
Of course they
touch
do.
me here. When I find it, their rules, the consequences that you're trying to scare me with, they're not going to matter.
Well, the fact that you went after the one that one of your siblings, uncles, whatever the fuck you want to call them, wouldn't eat. Or, kind of destroyed him while he. Kind of means you're worried about me.
I'm not worried about you. I just need your power. And if I could have hollowed you body out and worn it myself to use that power, you would already be dead. But I
Talk
can't.
so much.
I mostly mouth.
And it's a really bad look for you.
And a lot of throat. We cannot forget.
This has been lovely. But
I'm going to throw something at him.
all right. And we're going to pause there.
Yeah.
With the object
I'm
in
sorry.
flight. No, it's perfect. Is everyone okay if we go just a little over because we got something to do for Saul? Or do you want to
Yes.
hold that for next week?
But I do want to apologize for being an asshole.
No, that's fine. I thought it was great. Matt Kyle, game recognizes game when it comes to being an asshole. It's just Saul.
Yes.
While cars are being hot wired and awkward flirtations happen and a whole lot of Buffy level bantering kind of has been going on, none of which you know about, of course.
Nope.
You reach the house that Zane and Alexandria had kind of teamed up to identify as the most likely nest. It's an old style, not quite mansion. Definitely, it's hard to say exactly what the style is. It seems like somebody just liked parts of different things, like the old, Southern plantation style, things like that, and just sort of put it together on the front of a pretty big rectangular house.
It's
There's
eclectic.
There's even half a gargoyle on the one corner of the roof. Only one. And it's hard to tell what it was, other than like there's some sort of paws at the bottom with claws. It's set kind of back towards a small wooded area. There is a lot of untended lawn around it. Like the nearest neighbors are quite a ways away. And even then, one of them is a used car lot that seems to have this definitely seen better days. There's not much left on the lot. Like an old rusty El Camino, some various busted up, but probably still running pickup trucks. Can't even see really what the name of it is. It's dark enough out that the signs don't make it clear. In fact, it looks like there's a tarp draped over the tall standing sign out front, so it doesn't even really say who owns it now. Uh, could be a front for something. It's hard to say at this point, but the house itself looks like it hasn't seen anybody in it in a decade at least, probably more. The Most of the windows are still there, oddly enough, but they're all just caked in grime. The front door,
Corollas parked in front.
no
Anywhere
Corollas parked in
around? Okay.
front, but you do
Around,
see
yeah.
some tire, like some ruts, like they're
Yeah.
fairly recent ruts that lead around to the back of the house. And
I'll
if
follow
he
those.
is he sneaking around the back, or is he?
I think this is probably where it would start. He's not going to sneak. He's going to lurch. He's going to start the act now out here in the stubble and just
Okay.
walk in like he couldn't start his Corolla. So unobtrusive visitor is what I'm the ability that or the knack that I'm considering using. It says when you observe or infiltrate a location where you do not belong, blur the line between what is expected and unexpected. You take on the aspect of someone unassuming and invisible. So long as you collect information or remain an observer and do not take hostile action, anyone in the same field as you overlooks your presence. This lasts until either I get violent or I leave.
Okay.
I rolled that for using subterfuge and cunning, and I actually have bluff as my subterfuge specialty.
That will
And
count.
so no additional dice, but one enhancement. Great. Three successes.
Three. That's pretty solid. Yeah. So, um, you can't get in the front door. The front door is looks like not only has it sort of just swelled shut, it probably has been bolstered on the other side, but around back there's
Follow the
this
tire tracks.
like
So the
yeah,
way they went. Yeah.
there's a bunch of cars back there. All of them just sort of sitting in spaces. They're not covered. They're not in a garage or anything. Um, and the sort of the walked trail that you follow from where they're parked leads to storm doors in the base and back of the building itself, not up to the back door, but to these doors
Okay.
that go down to
Okay.
a cellar.
Is there any windows in the cellar on this side of the house that I can see?
Not on this side, no.
Perfect. In that case, I will open one door on each of the cars. So if they don't do something in about 7 or 8 hours, all the batteries are going to be dead.
Okay.
Just from the interior lights on the cars. And then I will go to then I go back into lurch mode and just walk over and just open up the storm doors and walk in like I belong.
Do you close them behind you?
Yes, they were closed when I
Okay.
got here, so I closed them behind me. Yeah.
All right. So the basement itself that you walk into was clearly, the laundry room, general storage, all of that down here. There are some shelves that are still standing, the old, metal with the little holes in it so that you
Oh,
could set the different shelving levels, and some of the shelves are still there. A lot of them have collapsed, but there is a sort of safe corridor that you can follow between all of the, rusting metal and rotting wood and piles of things that might have once been laundry stuff, might have once been, stored Christmas ornaments. It's hard to say at this point because no care has been taken and the damp has really set in. It smells not only of the rot and mildew and, just moist air that you've come to expect, but underneath it is the strong tang of blood. Old blood and lots of it.
pulled the hat down a little lower over the eyes so that my weak spot in this whole thing is covered, and walk in like I know where I'm going, and like I belong here.
You see some stairs up, but before you actually get to them, Saul notices it looks like somebody has chiseled out uh, a doorway or a passage in the uh, stone or concrete that made up the part of the wall, and it leads to an earthen tunnel. Like you can smell when you step up towards it, just the earth and minerals and blood and a bit of rot. And very faintly at the bottom, coming from somewhere deep within, he can hear cries and screaming and things talking in a language that he's pretty sure he would probably need to either cut his tongue out or grow two more to accurately be able to enunciate. It is wet and burbly and very much made by something that doesn't have a solid jaw.
There's a moment where he pauses. You hear under his breath, Odudu, God King, God of darkness and earth, please work with Eshu. And he opens an invisible door that only he can see with your blessings. And he walks in.
And that's where we're going to draw the curtain for tonight.
I'm in trouble.
Oh,
I'm
love
in
it. Somebody-
Danger!
Oh, I've actually that's the line. Sorry, and
I'm in danger.
I've got actual goosebumps. Oh, thank you, Kyle. That was amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
I love this
I'd
game.
like to reiterate, he wouldn't care. He obviously cares about his appearance. He wore a cape.
Look, man, it's a cultural thing. Don't be racist. These people have culture too. All right, so I'm going to end this the way we often do. I want to thank my players for putting up with my creepy, horrible bullshit.
I'm
You know,
right where I want to be.
that's fair. Definitely want to thank Ruth for bringing Juliet and once again sort of delighting in everything, even the danger. It seems like Alex, who is fed up with this shit, and Zane, who is also fed up with this shit, but in a different way. Xander, who seems like is just kind of like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now, but I'm still gonna help my sister. And Saul, who's like, you know what, the best thing I could do would be put on a disguise and wander into Leech People Central.
Yes. They'll never
See what I
suspect
can
that.
find out.
They'll never think of this.
No, Sarah. Neither of you have reached badges levels yet. I was going through some shit when I was playing badges. And I appreciate that I had the outlet to rant angrily, constantly, as badges. But I also apologize for ranting constantly and dragging the entire party by their short hairs wherever it was that badges wanted to go to finish these fucking quests. So
Badges was so salty because he was tired of it.
he was bored and tired of it. Thank you to our chat. I didn't pay as much attention as I probably could have, but I was, I'm trying to keep things interesting for the party and be ready for whatever shenanigans y'all are going to pull, because I know there will be. I'd like to thank anybody watching on YouTube or on a VOD. We definitely appreciate it. We hope you enjoy it. We have so many wonderful games and such a backlog of things for you to watch if you enjoy this. So please, hit that like button, subscribe, go ahead and dig through the archives. Come and join us on our Discord. It's one of the most wonderful, welcoming, chaotic places that I have ever found on the internet, and I feel blessed to have found it. Thank you again, Kevin. And all of you for, welcoming my strange ass 3 years ago, because Lord that hose, I came in like a wrecking ball. And as always, the world is not a great place right now, anywhere, really, for anyone. I know everybody's short on spoons, probably short on patience, and everybody's just trying to get through the next day. So you can help with that. Just be nice to each other and be nice to yourself. You deserve as much grace as you give anybody else. And if you can't be nice, you can be kind. You don't have to make the world a better place necessarily if you don't have the energy, but you can keep from making it worse. From all of us here at Dirty 20 Games, have a good night.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Night,
Good night.
y'all.